guess who's back? Back again. It's WCS. That's right. We're ready to finish up Group H for Hala Hala Get Esports Dollars. It is time for the final match here as we get ready to wrap up the European segment of our show. This is WCS Winter. I'm Nathaniel, joined by Zombie Grub. And, well, you know, it's my favorite matchup, ZvZ. I'm doing my best to be out here for all the ZvZs as much as possible today.
Yep.
I got another one. I'm so excited.
Yeah, this is what they hired you for, actually.
Yeah, they told
Resident ZvZ expert.
Told me I wasn't allowed to commentate Showtime, so.
Yeah, that's just no-go.
Not after the incident.
Yes.
So we have the lobby up, ready to go. This is the final match for our European group. I'm just going to tell them that I am ready to go whenever they are. How you feeling about this group? How do we come out of this group with, Zombie Grub? Night Swarms are good. We've had them in almost every match.
I think that's what we came out of the last 24 hours noting, that Night Swarms are good. Oh, we see as many, or if not more, in the next game.
More Nidus.
I think we'll see some here. Both these players showing some funky strats occasionally, now facing each other. Or ZvZ.
We do get something other than ZvZ in the Americas group, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, Haas and Pucker in there. So
yeah, for sure.
Some Protoss to purify for us as we load into the last match for Group H of WCS Winter Europe Edition. Then we get to put on our trucker caps and bring out our bald eagles for the Americas group. In the bottom right, kicking off things here on Kairos Junction, we have the red Zerg player. He is Zanster.
In the top left, as the blue Zerg, it is HateMe. He knocks out Zanster like knockout, sort of. There's going to be a lot of Zanster fans hating him. Jerseys. Where's jerseys?
People will take his name literally and actually hate him.
Yeah, why do you think he named himself this?
I don't know. Maybe he likes the pain. I'm not sure. It's like you could be like, you know, if your name was Troll Me, that would anytime someone tried to like get under your skin, you're like, thank you, and they're like, damn it.
Yeah. Oh man, what a conundrum. Maybe that's why he did it.
That's why he does it, because he actually hates being hated.
Wow.
But by saying hate me, people don't want to give him what he wants, so they're really nice to him, and he just wins.
Whoa, man.
He's playing 3D Chinese checkers.
What a boss. Legitimately, though, impressive stuff that he's able to beat Sort of. I know Sort of, actually, for me, isn't playing a little bit differently, maybe just changing up his style for the mass amount of time he's played on a different server. Maybe just it was his opponents he tried to play to, but he lost such a good position in game number 3, but it's more like kudos to HateMe for bringing it back. He shows his scrappiness in that losers round match and now finds himself a couple victories away from making it through. He would, I would say, be an upset. Everyone expected Showtime to make it through, and I would say most people probably said Sort of, just because he's that name, you know, it's kind of familiar. Yeah. Zanster or Sort of, but I don't know how many people gave HateMe the second place through. But he might do it.
Well, one of the things that some of the players have been talking about is getting some of these up-and-comers through to the next stage, right, of the tournament. That's been an interesting discussion subject. It has been a lot of the familiar faces, the players that we expect to win winning. I do think that we had some of the stronger newcomers do well in the Americas region so far. Guys like Coffee that we didn't really know anything about beforehand performing. But European server isn't just considered tougher for nothing. You know, Zombie Grub, they got more pros. There's more pros, there's more competition, especially on the local level in a lot of European countries. You know, you have your French championships, your German championships. There's no Pennsylvania StarCraft championship.
No.
There's no California StarCraft championship. So these guys are constantly being pushed against each other. And you see a lot of that, especially guys like Zanster and Sort of competing in the Scandinavian region. And, you know, I believe there's still, to the best of my knowledge, Swedish national championships. I don't know if they still do that.
There are still a lot of somewhat well-known tournaments that happen locally in Europe, and then there's I just say that there's a ton that we don't know about because it always seems to be like, no, that guy won that one thing, and I'm like,
we were talking about Cyril yesterday, and then someone had to be like, Nathan, that wasn't Cyril's first competition. Okay, he did off-race tournament and won the
Yeah.
won the Finnish national championship as Terran. I'm like, okay, well that doesn't really count.
Yeah,
I hate to break it to you.
Yeah. We have something important finally happening. Zanster went for that wall off, kind of put up the appearance that he was going into perhaps that macro game. He's going to eventually go into Roaches. But first, he does bother to get speed just a little bit later than his opponent. As a surprise, hey, gotcha. Tons of Lings now flooding through. HateMe adds 10 Lings to what is a growing number from Zanster. But as soon as Zanster shows them, he goes back into droning. So he's going to try and get a victory there.
Indeed he will, and he's got this around here on this third expansion. HateMe does have 22 more Lings in production. Half of them are about to pop out and try to defend this expansion. He should be able to do so.
Yeah, it's just it's Ling numbers. No one has a Baneling ready to trade off here as HateMe also tried to go into the Roach War
Really
once he
good
saw
surrounds
Zanster
there. I'd say Zanster actually has some really good surrounds. The next wave
went.
is what drives his Zerglings back.
Yeah, but that is getting the third base would have been, oh my god, that would have been fantastic. That does sometimes happen, but not this game. He should still be okay with the amount that he's been able to drone up here. It's just a matter of can he save his own third base, you know, the old back and forth, the ZvZ. It's looking a little suspicious. Queens come down, but the Roaches are so far away, and they have to even walk over here to help out. So that is a dead hatchery.
Wow, no cancel.
Bad news for Zanster.
Is Zanster just dead? There's a Nidus Worm follow-up to this, too.
Actually, yes, I think it is. I think he is. He loses his queens. The Roaches are going to be enough to deal with the Lings, but that Nidus Worm giving an instant reinforcement line counterattack is going to probably catch Zanster
It
very
has to
off
be
guard.
up front, too. It has to be either just north or to the west of the natural. There's no vision in the main unless we have a cheeky Overseer sped in, but there is nothing coming in to spot for that, so... Looking to see where he's going to place the Nidus, how long he will wait to make his attack.
He's waiting.
And now there's a Nidus on the way for Zanster.
Yeah, I'm thinking that Nidus Worm is just going to be the new hot topic from Zergs.
I love it.
It's fun, but...
It is. It is very fun.
It's not fun when a 200 army just, like, spills out of it instantly. That's a little less fun.
Yeah. Yeah, there's that.
The Nidus Worm not being used from HateMe. You know, even if he had immediately set it down, there was still a solid army supply for Zanster. It just would have kept up the aggression. They both are going to +2. They both are going to Roach speed. But HateMe doesn't even use the Nidus Worm at all. Guess not seeing an opportunity.
I'm sure he will at some point, but yeah.
I mean, he's actually loading his Nidus Worm, so he should be using it momentarily.
Is there there's an Overlord by the main? Oh, it's Overseer. Zanster had one by the main base. There's nothing here with vision, so he could plop down that worm and then just do the old skedaddle.
Yeah. I mean, does HateMe also have stuff in his Nidus Worm? No, so I was...
His worm's empty.
Yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure that means you're going to use your Nidus Worm when you put stuff in it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm foolish.
Zanster could put a Nidus in the main without being spotted, though.
Yes.
As long as it's not too close to the ramp. The reinforcements do pass by it.
I guess waiting for his attack, the more obvious attack to show itself, right? And then he's going to surprise with the Nidus Worm.
Yep.
That makes sense. Oh, that's HateMe's Nidus Worm. That was confusing for a second. He's finally using his. And he did send his army back to fill it up.
Overseer's got vision of the main.
Or did he?
I think Zanster might be popping his Nidus.
Wait, so Zanster's going to show it, but he's not going to use it. And then... Okay, well, HateMe's now going for another Nidus Worm. Okay, so Zanster's going to have to wait on his Nidus Worm. Nidus Worms on Nidus Worms on Nidus Worms, guys.
Worms around the world.
I just hope that they all remember to unload their Nidus Worms when they're being attacked.
Use the Nidus. He does still have a bunch of Roaches. There's still 4 of them inside of the Nidus of Zanster, but HateMe, I mean, he got so much going for himself early on here. This Roach count is insane, Zombie Grub.
Yeah, his queens will die in the main base. It looks like the Zanster's defense, but then Zanster doesn't win the main fight. Even upgrades, but not even army supply. Instant reinforcements. No more Roaches.
He did already start another one, but is it too late, Zombie Grim?
Yeah, that is the question. This is, again, instant reinforcements, so you can't buy time for the Roach Warren to get back up again. Zanster's starting to really bank a lot of money. Even if he was producing Roaches constantly, I'm not sure it would have stemmed the flow of the tide here. GG.
GG. HateMe takes the first map here. This guy is using Nidus Worms to claw his way through. That's not true, though, because he was way ahead before the Nidus Worm, I felt like, as well.
Yeah, he got that snipe on the third base. Not just a cancel, but an actual
cancel,
snipe.
but a kill. Ouchie, wawa.
And even in the first place, losing it was a big deal. So to lose 300 minerals as well was painful. Zanster.
And the drone. Don't forget, Zerg players never want you to forget that there's a drone in that building cost, too.
He lost 2 because he tried to send another one out and got sniped.
Yep.
Poor Zerg players.
Tragedy.
But Zanster, you know, that's actually is a little familiar to his Showtime series where he's trying these really tricky things. Or, well, I guess he's the first one to try a little bamboozling, you know, with the Lings going forward, and then he did throw the Nidus Worm first. Yet it's not quite working out for him. HateMe is getting the, you know, a little bit of luck, good execution, and his Nidus Worm play, his surprise play is working out just a little bit better. That could be an upset, as I was saying earlier, but I say an upset, it's really it's not like Showtime is going to lose, right? That's an upset. But
No.
HateMe is the one that has to, I think, prove himself a little bit more, whereas Zanster is the one that you would expect to make it to the round of 16. Like, they'd be like, yeah, I think Zanster does that most of the time.
Yeah, if you go based off of previous WCS results, especially, Zanster's, or sort of, really.
Right.
Sort of is a good enough player to have gotten out of this group.
It's just, it is that fight. Everyone should have looked at this as Showtime first, and everyone else is duking it out, but HateMe might have been lower on the list. He's showing really good form, though, so maybe I'm in the wrong, and he's actually just been bopping people on ladder. I just need to get good. I need to get to 6,600 MMR on EU stat.
I think the new meme is the 7K club. Actually.
Yeah, well, you know.
Laser was posting. He just got back in yesterday. They have special jackets that are connected to Battle.net.
Oh, yeah.
Check your MMR. If you don't have it and you try to put it on, it actually electrocutes you. It's pretty hardcore.
Stefano, I think, has a jacket like that now.
Yeah.
As in, he made 7K. What a high number, guys. That is
a lot of MMR.
A lot of MMR.
It's a lot.
It really is. We're in the second game, the potential final game of the European group. In the bottom right, he is up 1. It is the Red Zerg. HateMe.
His opponent in the top left, the blue Zerg player, he is Zanster.
There are so many tricks to do in ZvZ. I love every single one. I love what Zanster did with the surprise Ling attack, trying to just get the bopped third base or maybe even a drone lead. It didn't work, but there are so many other things he could still do. I really do enjoy ZvZ, especially now that there's a bunch of Nidus Worm play.
Yeah, Nidus is bringing the ZvZ passion back for me, Zombie Grub. I like seeing it. Problem with ZvZ usually is that it is a lot of the same stuff that you're going to see early on. So I think the biggest thing is that Zerg, unlike the other races, Zerg's only kind of like support unit that influences battles is stuck in your base at the beginning of the game. So unless you do that Nidus, it's like, well, it's Lings or Banes or Roaches. Whereas usually in the other matchups, I mean, you can feel free to disagree here, but I feel like when you have units like the Oracle that can kind of poke, they add a little bit more early interactions into the game because they usually don't die super fast. Same thing with like a fast, like, you know, Banshee or Hellions, stuff that gets out there. But for Zerg, it's very much about the, well, if there are Lings on the other side of the map, the opponent is either killing them or the game ends because they don't have, you know, they've overdroned or something like that.
That's the, you know, the way that their mechanics work is that the larva, you have to choose either drones or army, and as you get good at StarCraft, you actually have to choose. If you're getting into StarCraft and like, why don't you just make 2 army and 2 drones at a time? Doesn't that work out?
I could just always make sure that I have at least 1 larva building a drone at all times, and then I can get around it. It's like, no, that's, you don't understand, man.
Yes.
That's not how the swarm works, okay?
Yeah. So occasionally you think you need to get extra 10 drones because you think your opponent is, and then, no, they made 10 pairs of Lings. So.
Yep, and then the next thing you know, all of your drones are dead.
It can happen. It has happened. It will continue to happen, even in the tippy-top ZvZs.
Then you fall into the trap and you try to build spine crawlers, and it's like, wait, these take how long to make?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm still like, you know, I was Zerg when they made that change, that spore crawlers. What was the change? They dug faster or they made faster?
They burrowed faster.
Yeah, they burrowed faster. Yeah. So, and that was something that happened during the 4-gate era. And I remember all the Zergs were like, what? Like, every one of them was expecting the spine crawler to be the one that was changed to help out with the 4-gate, and then they changed the spore crawler, and you're just like, what?
Well, as a Terran player who dies to a lot of all-ins, let me tell you, I hate that my defensive building takes 5 years to build because of a bunch of people who used to cheese on the tiniest maps ever 5-6 years ago. Zerg players suffer from the same thing, because as far as I know, the whole spine thing was because on Steps of War, obviously you could just rush a drone there crazy fast, build a spine in their base, which nobody ever does this strategy anymore, but it's just like a legacy nerf from a build that's not even viable, because you couldn't even run a drone across with an early attack like that again.
Yeah.
But maybe you would. Maybe if they undid it, maybe people would spine rush again.
There are a lot of balance changes. If you ever want to just like chuckle at the previous iterations of StarCraft, you can go to the changelogs on the Wikipedia and just read all the absurd tiny changes and the huge ones that we've forgotten about. But that has nothing to do with right now. Right now, we have another Nidus
It's
Worm.
fun to reminisce while we wait for the Nidus Worm to finish.
Exactly. We wait for the Nidus Worm, and that is what we're waiting on. HateMe takes a third base instead of going straight to that lair, unless I missed the timing. No, yeah. So that's what he did. He doesn't actually have his gases loaded up. Okay, maybe he was just a little bit late to that. But the point is, Zanster's doing something aggressive. HateMe.
Look at this super fast Nidus. And some players are so good at this. Look at that. The Roach is immediately on top of it.
Yeah, so HateMe, by going for that third base, he might be in an even army supply, but he was going to have more opportunities to be pulled apart. But instead, he's just finding the Nidus Worms and killing them right off the bat, which is really ruining Zanster's plan.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to kill him with the Nidus Worm when the Nidus Worm can't finish. But this one will, and the units do unload crazy fast. So Zanster is here. He's ready to rock and roll. This third hatchery getting immediately battered down by the Roach Queen forces. And HateMe, his +1 attack is almost ready. He's fighting without it, which he doesn't want to do, but he knows that he really wants to save this base. And look at that, the way he positions the Roaches cuts off the exit path for Zanster. Oh my goodness, I love this. Look at this tactical positional play. Wow.
That's really good. That was really nice. He did have the Roach lead regardless, so that's why the confidence was there to even jump on top of that army. The Queens couldn't help that much, and that +1 missile finished up, right? So Zanster, they were out even workers. Zanster's now a little bit ahead, but he's lacking a third base, and he doesn't have that +1 missile, something he can't do anything about. He just has to wait for that to finish. HateMe can continue his lead.
The HateMe doesn't have a lair, so I'm a little bit interested to see where he goes from here. Okay, he starts the lair. I guess he wasn't going to just build a bunch of slow roaches and move across the map. That would be a little bit risky. Just a little bit.
It would. But that is one thing that could have maybe hurt him if the game had gone Zanster's way. If he was actually pulling the roaches apart or catching them a little bit greedier, is that the roaches would have been slow. But not the roach speed timings, once again, not really being the important part of the matchup. But we do have much faster speed for Zanster. He could continue the aggression. He's the one that can control the game, like position and scare HateMe.
Yep.
But HateMe would have the bigger army.
So +1 attack coming in for Zanster. HateMe going for the +1 carapace. And I guess the biggest thing there you talked about is like pressure-wise. No roach speed for a long time for HateMe. He can start it very soon. Maybe he just gets a Nidus network himself. You never know.
Well, that seems to be the trend, so I almost even expect it at this point. +1 carapace is his second upgrade, which we usually...
He does get the Nidus Worm, by the way. The Nidus network's on the way, and we have a worm building just north of the third.
There we go.
Zanster's gonna try again.
Well, that's what they tell you to do, I suppose. Now, behind this, again, Zanster going for more drones. So he is continuing his drone lead, but then hoping to find HateMe's drones or maybe his army badly positioned. He finds a roughly even number of roaches. There's more. There we go. HateMe cannot chase these, again, without roach speed. So
no roach speed.
That's the nice thing there. But yeah, so I mean, HateMe not going for that +2 missile like we see Zanster doing is a little weird. But
oh, Nidus in the main of Zanster. So HateMe wants to clean up that worm, and then Nidus himself. Most of those roaches are actually not going to be in this worm when it finishes, though. Be careful to get everything out.
Zanster waited a long time to actually respond to that. Maybe trying to bait the army?
He could have had, he's got to wait for some more of the roaches to come out. I'm not sure how I feel about this. The drones come off the line too, really good. Now the rest of the roaches are coming out, but it's already been a bit of a tough blow for HateMe with that +1 carapace, though. He's feeling confident to take this fight. More and more roaches going to reinforce here into the main base of Zanster as the Queens are out of energy, can no longer transfuse these units. And HateMe wants to go on. He wants to eliminate Zanster and make his way to the next round of WCS Winter. Is he going to be able to do it? The supply starting to tilt in his favor. He did have that worm finish on the south side as well. He can always ricochet over there if he needs to. I'm not sure if that Zanster has what it takes anymore. His production pretty much being camped. More roaches spilling into his base from that Nidus worm. And things are looking dicey.
Yeah,
Our
but
Scandinavian Zerg.
Zanster's not going to tap out until he truly knows that he is dead. There it is.
GG.
GG. That is some play, man.
HateMe getting out.
Good stuff. And HateMe was very convincing in that ZvZ. Sort of a little bit wonkier, but man, he looked good.
Those are great. I mean, HateMe just played really good ZvZ today.
Yes.
I'm very impressed. I think this is one of those results that we were hoping for. Not to say anything bad about Zanster or sort of, but we have a new player who showed a cool, calm, collected way of playing Zerg versus Zerg. Claws his way out of this group despite being the most unknown player, I would say.
Right.
And that's awesome. Great accomplishment, great achievement for HateMe and Wolven.
Well, clearly this Group H was for Group HateMe.
Oh!
Right.
Thank you, Zymager, for playing along with my shenanigans. And that does it. Oh, goodness, ladies and gentlemen, for WCS Europe Group H for HateMe. We do have, of course, our standings for the group as we get ready to move on to the second half of our broadcast. Don't go anywhere. WCS Americas is coming up next, but Showtime gets out with no losing, and then followed by HateMe. Zanster and sort of find themselves eliminated here. Oof. Interesting day. Tough day for Zanster and sort of fans of Rickard Mechanics Bergman, but we do have a lot more StarCraft coming up. Very excited as we get through, and we do have, I believe, we've received a telepathic communication from Ire. He says, I 2-0'd twice and advanced to the top 16. Hashtag WCS. Hashtag easy for showtime. Winky face.
Can't do a winky face in German, can you? Winky face.
Winky face.
Sorry, people that are German.
He's so good. So good. It's okay. I actually can't do a worse German voice than In Control, so I think we're safe on that. Whew. And that does it for WCS Europe. We do have the Americas group. And I know you're like, oh, that's going to be sloppy. It's going to be a mess. Haas is playing.
Oh, God.
So, no, you're not going anywhere. No, you don't have any other plans with your Sunday. Yes, you're going to watch Haas be extremely cheesy and do what Haas does best. So, with that being said, we're going to take a quick intermission. When we return, we bring you WCS Winter Americas. Coming back soon.